10.1.
Hey guys, how you going? Yeah, I'm just doing a bit of a test stream. This is something I've wanted to get into for a long time. If you know my channel, if you know who I am, I race jet sprint boats, and for a while now I've been getting into the iRacing and into the virtual racing basically ever since COVID more or less. And now I thought, hey, why not? Now's the time to sort of start streaming. I've got a bit of experience under my belt and got a few people that I race with that are good quality, so hopefully you guys are going to see it. So for our first test stream, we've joined into a quick server. We jumped into a quick server in iRacing with a USF 2000 at Summit Point, which is a good little combination. The USF 2000 is if anyone doesn't know, it's basically a light entry point into Indy. It's a 2.0 engine. It's a good little car. It's a good little car. It's sort of more my style. Open wheel, as I've found, has been sort of how I've sort of progressed in the world of iRacing. Probably more used to what I'm used to, which is light and fast and able to throw it into corners and sort of point and shoot more than some of the GT cars, which are more slidey and. Yeah, I don't even know how to explain it really. It just they move around a lot more, and it's not quite what I'm used to being from jet sprinting, where I'm used to something being planted all the time. But yeah, I've just realised I don't have my camera on, so I'm sorry guys. Let me get that up real quick for you guys. There we go.
Checkered flags out, P3.
Chuck that up there for you guys. And let's get started into this race, shall we? So we got practice up first. Again, if any of you guys aren't into iRacing, basically you join the server, you get a 3-minute practice. This is on the officials. Get 3-minute practice, and you get
take care, there's a car approaching.
2-lap qualifying, I should say. And then we're straight into the race. So just a quick practice, just to get warmed up. iRacing also puts you into what they call iRating. Oh, brake bias is a little bit bad at the moment. It puts you into iRating, so my rating is actually fairly low, considering I do a lot of hosted and league races as well, which is people from all kinds of different categories actually have come on since COVID and have started streaming and started racing, and it's been absolutely fantastic actually.
The track temperature's rising, it's now 44 Celsius.
Definitely pinched a brake, so for anyone that's interested, I'm using the Fnatic CSL Elite and the F1 Esports wheel, which is a lot of people bag on it. I think it's really good.
Your quickest overall.
I'm just using a couple of my buttons that I've got mapped out to move the brake bias back just that little bit. And as you can see, that was a little bit too much, so bring it back forward again. So practice is
That's the end of the session, P3.
Again, if you guys are new to this, yeah, like I said, this is just like a test stream, sort of getting me all going and seeing what we think. So qualifying, let's go. We have 2 laps to do the fastest laps. And then
looks like you're clear on the pit exit. Okay, Jamie, we've got 2 laps to set a decent time.
Let's see what we can do. So this is obviously just an out lap. It's a good lap to get your eyes in, get your settings set. A little catch there, cold tyres. Cold tyres is the thing. It's unbelievable how well they've mapped this, to be honest. Sometimes it differs from the real world a little bit. You obviously don't get that G-loading, you don't get that seat feel, but it's considering what it is, I think it's pretty bloody good what they've done here. Like, you can obviously see I'm catching the car, so I know. So the feeling's got to be half there. It's just weird feeling it through your steering wheel rather than actually through your bum. especially coming from jet sprinting. Jet sprinting, we have nothing except a water jet, if anyone knows, and you got no feeling there. It's literally all driven from your bum. So this car is a quick little car. As you can see, we're doing 200 k's down the back straight and climbing, so it's a good little circuit car. Like I said, little 2-litre Cosworth engine. It's good to learn to drive open wheelers in. If any of you guys are looking to get into iRacing, this is a good little car to sort of transition after you go through what they call the Pro Mazdas, not the Pro Mazdas, the Mazda MX-5, which is basically the car you start with circuits. I'm slow. As you can see, I've got relative up the top. I have been doing a couple of practice laps real quick before I came in here and before we started streaming. Oh, bit of a curve there. Lock a right brake up. That's better. Oh, that's wide. Oh, okay. I know there's a guy in this server that's done a 9, and so far I've only done a 10, so I know he's quicker than me in this, but let's see if I can step it up a little bit more. I've lost the whole heap going into there as well. 10.4.
P2,
So
that last lap was at 110.5.
I've sort of left my throttle indentation on the left hand side, so you can sort of see what throttle and brake, see what I'm doing. I don't use a clutch. I've got an auto blitz set, and a lot of people bag me for it, but I don't know. I just don't see the point of having paddle shifters if you're going to use a clutch. Here we go, this is a much better lap. Just got to keep it all together. Oh, a bit wide. That actually worked. Open the corner a bit more for me. Oh, this is shallow. This is real shallow. Damn it, lost a whole heap of time. It doesn't look like I'm going to be improving unless I do something miraculous at this corner. No. Okay. So you're going to have to be happy with that. Unfortunately, 10.4. It is what it is. And slightly faster.
P6. Fastest lap for
Aruna.
110.2.
So the iRacing can be quite good with dictating what your number should be. So I'm number 6 in this race. 6 out of, I don't know, how many? 6 out of 12. So midfield, stay midfield. I definitely have the pace, I think, to be at least top 3, but obviously I've stuffed that up a little bit. So I'll just cruise back to pits, wait for our qualifying to end. Not that I'm going to have a pit entrance, but pit entrance is here. I was in practice at full stop.
What's your speed limit in the pits?
Stop for the cones on the limiter.
Box in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Box now.
Pull up next to my guy, escape out of the car. Throw some video up of while we wait for qualifying to end of just what we were doing. So it's a little mini F1 car. It's quite a good little car. Like I said, it's a little tiny little thing. Nothing spectacular, but it's a good starting point. Like I said, to get into iRacing. Like I said, I prefer the open wheels, and to be honest, this is the open wheel race that was sort of running with a fair few people in it. Tribute to the old Marlboro, the McLaren livery. Yeah, if you stay with this stream, if I keep doing this, you'll probably learn for a while. I'm a pretty big fan of McLaren, have been for years. The fact that Daniel Ricciardo's driving for him this year as well helps a hell of a lot, but yeah, can't. McLaren have been around for a long time. It's been hard. It's been hard to be a fan for the last few years, but yeah, definitely sort of always been there. I've grown up with McLarens, grown up loving them. And I'll tell you right now, if I ever have enough money, I will definitely be going to buy one of their MP412Cs or whatever they are these days. Let's see if I can see where I stuffed up before a bit earlier. I'm a bit disappointed actually. The first part of that lap was really, really good. Had half a second on myself before I managed to throw it all the way. Anyone wondering as well, running the Summit Sim Sport, they're a great group of guys. I'll be doing a lot of racing with them. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. I'd help them out with the enduros, which I'm sure you guys will again. You'll see lots of if you guys are sticking around. Yeah. Hopefully this qualifying doesn't take much longer. How much have we got? 36 seconds. So yeah, 36 seconds and we'll be back in the race. So I might just be quiet for a second. You guys can watch this, and I might chuck on some music for you guys. My intro music, courtesy of I can't remember now. Ben Tracks, I think it was. It's really, really cool little track actually. Quite love it. If I can remember how to do this. There it is.
That's the end of the session. 6th place.
Figured out how to do it, and just as the race finishes, so always good. Okay, let's go. So we're on the line, and I always forget these are rolling starts, so we have to do a lap and a safety car. I always forget that, I don't know why. Guy in front of me is using the same livery as well. So I stayed in P6 by looks, as I bumped the throttle by accident. Yeah, so we stayed in P6, third row on the grid. I want to be making positions up pretty quickly. A lot of people in iRacing will say you can't win it in the first corner, but you can definitely lose it. It's 100% true, 100%. Just if you're getting started, just be gentle into the first corner. You don't have to make any big dives. You don't have to do anything silly. Same time though, there's always opportunities. So what you want is sort of like a cautious approach, but we'll get there when we get there to it. A lot of engines revving. A lot of people keen to go by the looks of it. We are still waiting on... What are we still waiting on? 9th, yeah, 10th is the other. I think we're still waiting on first. There he is, okay.
B6. The air temp is 26 Celsius.
So what you'll be hearing is my crew chief, basically.
Follow car number 7 in the right column.
It's a little program, gives you indications, changes fuel, changes tyres if we need it. Speaking of, I don't need either. We have one fast repair, so this is where real world is quite good compared to. This game is quite good compared to real world. We have a chance that if we absolutely bin it, we get a fast repair, so we get a car repaired for free. Now that only sort of happens in the early stages of iRacing, in the lower classes or categories, I should say, lower licenses. So this is a D class license. I'm a B and an A class license driver. I fluctuate between A and B. So how iRacing works is you've got licenses, which is your safety, and then you've got iRating, which is your performance. And you get incident points, which is if you make car contact, if you run off the road, if you have a spin, if you run into something on track, you'll lose safety rating. I'll show you how this works at the end, but basically the more incident points you have, because I almost ran into the guy in front of me. The more incident points you have, the worse your safety rating is. But the better you position and you finish, the better your I rating is. So effectively, we want to be getting up there. Your safety rating dictates what you can drive. Your I rating dictates how up the order you are and who you race against. It's basically the easiest, quickest way to explain it. Something that doesn't work with sim racing, unlike real world, is scrubbing the tyres. Ooh, tyres are still cold, as you can see. In real world, you'd be scrubbing your tyres, throwing the car left to right, like so. Doesn't work in I rating at all. If you're watching this, if you're in I rating, if you're in iRacing, don't do it. It doesn't do anything. You want to get temp into the tyres, braking is the way to do it. Okay, getting ready to go. Let's go.
All right, Jamie, be ready.
Watching for the leader to go. He'll go out of this corner for sure. So there it goes. Fifth got caught napping, which is fantastic because I won that inside line.
Go, go, go!
Oh, no he didn't. That was close.
15 minutes left.
Good thing about these, let's just hit the brakes a little bit early.
Car right,
like I said,
clear right.
Conservative, safe approach. Oh. Mate in the Marlboro car in front of us got a bit loose. Whoa. And he's coming to block me over.
Car right. Clear right.
Okay, I gotta run an in here. Okay, this is what you gotta watch with iRacing, sorry. A lot of people do not know what racing room is. Oh,
car right.
He's let me go there.
Hold your line. Still there. Right side's clear.
Well, actually, this guy's he's aggressive, but he's fair. If I've got the inside, he'll let me have it. Oh, I suck at this corner. I'm always too narrow. I know what I'm doing. I'm just making an absolute idiot out of myself. Oh. Okay, I've got more momentum on these guys. I got the toe. Let's go. First corner. Oh, he just got
left side. Still there.
So under brakes.
He's still there. Car left. Clear left. P4.
Bit of a block pass. So 2 for 1 there. That wasn't bad. I'll take that one. Okay, let's go. Let's see if we can catch these guys in front of us. So what I want now is quali laps. I'm sorry for the Teros being dirty on my window, on my thing. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's annoying the hell out of me, and I realised I didn't have the button for it. Okay, got a bit of breathing room now. I'm out of the toe, so I'm out of danger from 4th and 5th. Catching catching 3rd place.
The guy in front is Silver.
Ah, there it is. Give us a nice clean view.
The leader has just done a 109.1.
Okay, so I just did quicker on that lap than I did in my quali lap, and that's with going ridiculously stupid into turn 1 to try and get those 2 guys.
Oh, man.
Bust up behind us.
What the fuck?
Of course, yeah, this watch the language.
Well, I've always been afraid to try this car.
I can help it, but unfortunately, people around me can't. They don't know that I'm streaming, obviously. Not yet, anyway. What most iRacers do is, if they're streaming, they'll sort of throw their Twitch link or their link up. And I'm getting very distracted
P4,
here.
the gap to Silver. Ahead is increasing. It's now 1.5 seconds.
I'm getting very distracted here. Okay, let's. I've lost a whole heap of time this lap. Okay, I'm going to have to concentrate here. No, I didn't lose heaps of time. He was obviously going faster this lap. Okay. Bit late on the brakes. Okay. Oh, he's run wide. So I've gotten away with no incident points yet, so if I can keep this up, the safety rating might actually look okay. Well, I loaded the car on the curb there a little bit. I'm just trying some different things to get around that corner and it's not working for me.
That's a new fastest lap for
Dozono.
109.0. The gap to
Swadling.
behind is now 1.8. Your lap time was 110.2. Good lap. That's your quickest today. Okay, Jamie, 10 minutes to go. That's 10 minutes left. Come on, keep digging.
So in iRacing you have to use your real name. People that know me, they know my name anyway. Oh, run wide. That's alright. A little bit of dirt on the tyres, but they should be gone by now. There we go, that's much better. Here we go, okay. Hopefully this is in the 9s. I want to be in the 9s. Just the gear. The other thing you got to watch with this car is it is very low. That's why it feels like these curbs are huge. You get this is a very small track. There we go. No.
You've just done a 109.9.
So now I've caught up to Lucas. He's not losing any time to me. I've missed a gear there. Oh, that's wide. So there's a safety rating points up the top there, race control. I just get one safety, a 1x. So basically running off the track, too wide. Deservingly so. That was me being a bit of a muppet.
The gap to silver ahead is now 1.9.
Okay, so I am catching him very, very slowly, but we're only taking like 1 or 2 tenths off every lap. So how many laps have we got left? We have, I have no idea.
That was a 109.6. That's your quickest lap.
There we go. Now we're getting quicker. I've stuffed up that. Oh, maybe not. How many laps is this? Oh no, time? Constrained driving, Jamie.
Okay, Jamie, halfway home. We've got plenty of fuel.
Okay, so halfway. This is the halfway mark, so let's see if we can put ourselves on the podium here. I'm not driving like that, you can't, Jamie. Jesus. One thing iRacing models very well in bumps and corners, and I think a lot of people complain about iRacing. I think that's wide, right on the edge. One thing iRacing does do very well is its bumps and its tracks. Every track's scanned in. And
Sectors 1 and 2 are 0.4 off the pace. Sector 3 is 0.2 off the pace.
One thing I said when I first sort of started iRacing, obviously one of my favourite tracks is Spa. And I think it was a GTE or a GT3 car I first started with racing around that track. And First time I went up a Rouge, it scared the crap out of me, and still to this day, actually, I go up a Rouge and I sort of hold my breath and go, right, am I going to get through this, or... But that's when you know you've, it's a slide. Oh, there's a catch, okay. Being a little bit aggressive on the throttle, trying to catch him. They're light cars, but
The gap to
Swaddling
behind is now 3.0 seconds.
And now I'm letting him get away from me. Unless he makes a massive mistake. He's not massively away. First and second are gone. Those guys are quick, obviously. Good on them.
You've just done a 110.2.
Let's really start throwing this car around. We've broken away from 5th, and we are 10 seconds up the road from 6th. So we've got a good little run here.
Okay, Jamie, 5 minutes to go, 5 minutes left.
Shallow. Again. It is one thing I am... Whoa! There we go. There's 4th now. So there you go, I lost 2 safety points because of that. So I just got off on that curb, had a bit of a snap, thought I caught it, definitely did not, but oh well. Let's see if we can get him back. How far up the road is in 5 seconds? The other thing with this is overheating your tyres is a real big thing.
P5, the gap to
Swaddling
ahead is increasing. It's now 5.1.
Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to throw up all time up to the lap. This way we can see where we're going faster and slower. So that bar at the top will give me green and reds. As you can see, I've just dropped down. Just so I can sort of see where I'm losing, where I'm gaining. Usually I do this in practice or quali. But as I'm now basically doing quali laps, because I want to try and catch this guy, this way I can see what I'm doing. There's my skid marks from last lap where I've gone sideways and lost it. Disappointed myself with that one, to be honest. Pedals as well. I've got CSL load shares, load cells, so they give a very good feel. So what load cell pedals are, if you don't know, instead of running a potentiometer like you'd think with most places, and that's what most cheap steering wheels are. So if you're running some cheaper gear, one of the first things I recommend is a set of load cell pedals. They just make it that little bit. I gotta stop hitting these curbs. They just make it so you can feel better under brakes. You get used to it a bit more. Don't get me wrong, I know some very quick guys that aren't running load cell pedals. One of them being...
That's 2 minutes left, 2 minutes.
He's just a freak. Running some pretty average sim gear, to be honest, but not average, just...
You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 1. You're 2/10 off the pace in Sector 2. Sector 3 is 0.3 off the pace.
Pedals with what they call a squish ball mod, which is basically put a squish ball behind the brake pedal so it feels a little bit more realistic. But no, what the difference is instead of using a potentiometer, it uses a load cell, which is basically detects how much you're pressing the pedal rather than what the travel itself is. Gives you a much more better feel for what's happening under brakes. Oh, bit of a slide. Okay, so I'm taking time out of fourth. It's just a matter of if there is... Nope, Jamie, don't do that. If there is going to be enough time. Oh my god, there goes all that time. And I'm not going to have enough time unless he makes a mistake. But it's iRacing, silly things have happened. I'll still get better
Last lap.
than what I had, which is... I'm still higher than my expected finishing position, which is my starting number, which is 6th. My safety rating hopefully won't be too bad. Like I said, we'll run through that at the end of this. This is just a test stream, guys, so I'm only going to do one race today. Just to sort of, all I'm doing is making sure my OBS is working, making sure all my layouts working, all my mic's working, my camera, etc. like that. I'm really disappointed with that spin, actually.
Malloy is now leading.
I don't know if I would have catch third, but... Oh, curb again. I don't think I would have catch third, but definitely should have had fourth. But that's it. Race is over.
P5. Okay, that's the finish. Well done, mate.
Do a nice leisurely drive back to pits, and while I'm doing that I might just throw some music on for you guys. Just something. So, Ben Sounds. That's who it was, Ben Sounds. So, music's courtesy of Ben Sounds. Lower that a little bit more actually. There we go. Just playing in the background. Like I said, just a test stream, getting used to everything, making everything work. Definitely going to have to get myself a few bits and pieces I found out from just this one stream. Streambox. It's probably going to be the first thing, so at least I can have it hidden away down here and have stuff running. If anyone's running, I'm not running a sim rig. All I'm running is a couple bits of aluminium tubing welded together.
Pit lane speed limit is 72 kilometers per hour.
A spare seat, racing seat.
Box in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So
Box now.
I've got it set up very similar to the race boat. Lane where same seat, same position for the steering wheel, same position for the feet for my throttles. Just so I can sort of gain a bit of what I'm used to anyway. So yeah, guys, that was our first test stream. Let's go through that. Let's go through the safety rating and stuff like that, shall we? I'll exit out iRacing and show you guys how this works. This is the UI. This is iRacing UI that we go through, so bear with me 2 seconds. I just realised that my music has stopped again. Where are we? Sorry, guys. There we go. Give you guys some music. Okay. So something so you can just hear what's going on, and I'm gonna have to turn that up a little bit. There we go. Sorry, guys. Okay. Yeah, let's have a look. Results. We do have to wait for results to come up. So here we go. 66 points. Innocence 3. Click on that. So how it works. If you've got safety rating. Your safety, like I said, there's safety rating, there's I rating. Safety rating is depending on how many accidents you have, how many points you lose. So as you can see here, incidences, 3. That was me because I ran it off the track once, lost control of the vehicle once, which was my spin. So 2 points for that, for the lose of control, 1 point for the off track, 3 points total. Chris Wandling had 4, which either can be a combination of maybe 2 off tracks and 2 spins, or it could be you get 4 instant points if you have contact with another car. So I'd say he may have had contact with another car. 2, 2, 2, 0. And if you look down the leaderboard a bit more, we have Yuma Moretta with 6, and same with Clayton Barclay. So I'd say they probably had a couple of issues, especially considering you only did 8 laps. So yeah. So basically that, like I said, that all works towards your safety rating. So if you're above average effectively, and how much you're above average, you will gain or lose safety rating. Now that gives you a 2.8 there. That runs to your license, which in my case I've got a B class license, so 2.18, so I've just gained 0.09 of a license there. Basically how it works is once you're over, if you're between 2 and 1, if you're under 2.00 and above 1.00, you will lose a license at the end of the season. If you're above 3.0, if you're above 3.00 to 4.0, you'll gain that at the end of the season. Or if you, let's see if there's anyone close. So that guy, for instance, he will gain at the end of the season. However, if he gets to 4.00, he will immediately get upgraded to the next license. And the same with 1.0, you will immediately be downgraded towards the next license, irrelative of where you are in the season, what's happening. So seasons run for about 15 weeks. Just so you know, this is week 3 of the season for this race. But yeah. Apart from that, so then you've got your I rating. So your I rating is your points and how good you are. Now that gives you that basically puts you in people with the same category. So as you can see, we were what they call top splits. This is where the race splits are up here. You can see there's 2 sessions. So this last race, there was two sessions running. There was enough people registered in the race that they'll run 2 sessions. So basically 2 concurrent races. Of those 2 races, you get put into what they call strength of field, which is basically your I rating points. So the higher your points, the better people you race, basically. Sometimes, for instance, when there's Daytona 24-hour that we entered last year, there was 60 or something of these splits. So if you want to be in the top, you have to have a very, very high I rating. It's pretty simple. So mine's about 1770. I have had a pretty big dip because I haven't been doing many officials lately. I've raced in leagues and officials, which are basically like the how do I put it? They're like they're like basically just an online race. You just join in for fun, but unfortunately they can be pretty brutal. But that's the only place you earn safety rating in iRacing. So hence that's why I've sort of got low I rating at the moment. I was an A class license. I'm now back to a B, and I've lost about 3,000 I rating. Same thing. So I had a couple of races where I got ran into, which unfortunately, especially if you get run into with an open wheeler, unfortunately, with a GT car, it's not too bad. You can sort of still limp around. But if you get run into it with an open wheeler car, especially the high horsepower, your wheels fall off, your race is over at the first corner, you lose a heap of this because you have generally pretty big accidents, and you can gain like 4, 6, 8 points in one accident. And you lose a heap of this because you can't finish the race. You end up down here, and as you can see, like the guys end up down the bottom. This guy here, that I don't know what happened. I don't think he even started. He lost 68, but I've lost up to 200 in a race before, so it hurts. Especially if it's not your fault. You're just doing something good, and you just get punched into from behind. But yeah, so decent gains. We've got 30 plus, so that's just it's good enough to just tick away. Like I said, I should have been up more. I should have got more points, but unfortunately not. The big thing with I rating as well is you will gain a lot more if you beat a lot more better drivers. Like I should have beaten this guy, and he's got a 2-3 I rating almost. So if I had beaten him, I probably would have got 50-60 points, not rather than him only just beating me, who's only given him 23. So you can sort of see how the system works. The more you've got, the harder it is. The less you've got, the harder it is. Same works the same with I rating. Yeah. that's pretty much it, guys, to be honest. Thanks for coming into my test stream. I just thought I'd sort of see how it's going, you know. Yeah, it's pretty bloody good, actually, I think. Well, like I said, I've now found what I need to sort of do. Need to get a couple of different things. Have a look at the bottom split, why not? So, here you go. This gives you a good indication. So this is top split. This is the split I was in. Best time in my session was this guy. He absolutely killing it. He's obviously done these a fair bit before. 108.9. That's a quick lap. Fastest one I did, 109.7. So I did get a faster time than Chris in front of me, but that's alright. At the end of the day, you have to stay on the road, don't you? That's my own fault. So you run down to the next session. So here we go. So if we're in the next split down, obviously it's a little bit less of a split. The R rating's a lot lower, as you can see. These are probably more of the rookies. That's why you only get one guy with an A-class license, and most of them are Ds and Cs, where in ours, most of them are A's and B's and C's. There's only a couple of D's. So you can see the difference straight off. It's just experience. It's just racecraft. There's a lot of things to it. But as you can see, I would have got the fastest best lap in this session. And then you got a lot more. But this is one of the reasons why you need to have this, is that you drop this guy, you drop this one guy here into this session, and it just doesn't make it fun for anybody else. So that's what it is, guys. Is just don't do anything silly. Just race, respect the I rating, respect how it works, and you'll just have better races before it. You'll be around people that you're with, and and then not only that, if you're a Muppet, you'll end up with Muppets. If you're a decent driver, you'll end up with decent drivers. So just give it some time to play out. Give it a couple of months. Sometimes you have to wade through. Your iRacing sort of jumps up, jumps down, jumps up, jumps down. But yeah, it's that's how it works. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna finish the stream there, I think. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it, guys. Like I said, yeah. If you want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all under Turtle Empire. That's sort of what I'm sort of going for. While you're here, follow Summit Sim Sports. Like I said, great bunch of guys. I will be doing a lot more with them in the future. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening, and if you join Summit Sim Sports, not only do you get my perspective, you get perspective of a whole heap of guys, and I'll be throwing up post-race videos and some of the better racing and stuff like that pretty soon. And I've just realised I don't have music in here either, so hey, let's find that. Sorry guys, like I said, test stream, just getting into it, learning what the go is. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day. And yeah, I'll definitely be talking to you guys soon. Have a good one.